we're reviewing this 1987 BMW 325e. So this is probably my favorite BMW body style, the E30. And if you've ever seen that term like used before, essentially an E30 means a BMW 3 Series between the years of 1982 and 1994. Now this, again, is an 87. It initially came with like your regular kind of base M20, which is a 2-liter inline 6, except this one actually got swapped out. Now it has an M20B25 in there. Now, the main difference is that this is a 2.5-liter inline 6 single overhead cam, 2-valve per cylinder engine. Same thing with the B27s. They're just called B27s because they're 2.7 liters. Noticed this, but this E30 is definitely pretty loud. So essentially the owner has like no cat in it. It's basically just straight through. There's no mufflers, there's nothing in it. And this is basically a fun like little project car. It's definitely beat up though, as you can probably tell as well. But it still does rip. Now, like I said before, this was actually engine swapped to the B25. So with the 2.5 liters of displacement, you're essentially getting 169 horsepower and 167 foot-pounds of torque from factory. So a very like flat, even power curve with this naturally aspirated inline 6. However, it's still not a lot of power. A lot of people are going to probably watch this video today and see, you know, 160 something horsepower and think, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. But let me tell you, this E30, with how small it is, and considering the fact that this one has an LSD rear in it with 373 gears as well, it definitely does make for a pretty fun ride. Now this E30 actually still has the stock trans and like the stock clutch in it, but again, the engine is swapped out as well as that rear, and you can definitely feel it when going around some of these corners and stuff. Some of you guys with some of that footage right there, I might edit it out considering how bad it was, but going over some bumps is terrible in this car. Now the reason why this is such a stiff ride is because the owner has ISC coilovers all the way around, as well as poly bushings, and that, as well as like the 4-point cage, the Sparco Sprint bucket seats in this too. It's very like not a friendly like daily driver, that's for sure. The owner of this, actually, some of you guys may know, because if you've been subscribed to me for like a long time, he was the owner of the SN95, like little project that we kind of started on the channel, but it never really got anywhere. But essentially, the owner's my friend, and he kind of picked this up not too long ago, probably about like a year ago now. And he definitely did a few stuff to this. Like, it looks completely different than when he first got it. And I'll actually talk to him and see if I can get some pictures of like how it first looked when he first bought it, and like edit it in on the video and compare it. But the main thing that I helped him out with is the installing the click tuning body kit all the way around. And I have to say that, like, honestly, for a cheap body kit and a few cans of, you know, just spray paint, it really does not look bad. And everyone likes to like toss the term like budget project car, like budget build around, and this is definitely like one of those cars. There's a lot of stuff that's not necessarily right with it, and it's definitely still a blast to drive because you're like kind of hopping around and everything. But again, these E30s, I've been trying to get my hands on one for a while now, and both my friend and I have always like contemplated whether or not I should film this because of the condition it's in. But still, it's a blast to drive. I've driven this car like a couple times before, and it's just something that just puts a smile on your face. The biggest problem with this E30, as well as many E30s out there on the secondary market, is that they're rust buckets. They get a lot of different rust in different places around the car. But if you could definitely find like a clean E30, not even like an M3 or like anything higher up or like a higher trim, it could definitely be worth it, especially if you're, you know, someone into like flipping cars or anything like that. Now, in addition to all the things I said before, this thing also doesn't have any more power steering, no AC, like it's very, very stripped down. And that's mainly just because of the condition that it's in. The owner also, like, I helped him out, put in hood pins, so now the entire hood just kind of comes right off, which you guys will probably see in some of the B-roll for this video. But despite all the downsides that maybe this particular E30 has right now, again, it's still a blast. And with the entire like E30, like I said before, this is my favorite BMW. I'm not really too much of a BMW fanboy. I know a lot of people either kind of like love or hate the brand. I'm somewhere in the middle, but I have to say the E30 M3 is definitely like just my full-on favorite BMW of all time. And again, going back to like the 80s styling and everything, I certainly like that M3 a lot more than the new M3 with that like weird pig nose grill. I don't even know what they call it now, but it's strange in my opinion. It just doesn't really look much like a BMW. But then again, you can kind of see how the heritage has changed and kind of carried through on the different like generations of these BMW cars. But still, this E30 by far is my absolute favorite. But anyways, I'm probably just gonna end this video here, guys. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself, but this is my friend's E30. I hope you guys enjoyed it today as much as I have driving it around. If you made it to the end of today's video, thank you guys so much for your time. If you haven't already, definitely sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff down below. It really helps me out a ton. Also, if you've been subscribed to my channel, definitely sure to click that little bell icon down there. That actually turns on post notifications and gets you notified every time that I post a new video. And as a smaller car channel here on YouTube that posts new content daily, it really does help me out a ton. But again, thank you guys so much for your time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.